Many of us think of extraterrestrials right off the bat when we think of UFOs, but are UFOs necessarily aliens from another planet? There are actually plenty of other explanations for UFOs that are just as weird and mysterious as extraterrestrials. Here we look at 10 of the more stranger explanations for UFOs, skipping things like swamp gas and weather balloons, and getting right to the good stuff. There are some disturbing indications that secret groups of elites and ancient secret societies are really pulling the strings behind the scenes. Banks and corporations fuel economies and keep world leaders in their pockets, using them as puppets. Behind all the nations and their bickering are the puppeteers using the distractions and the squabbles to sink an unthinkable amount of wealth into the military-industrial complex and black projects that transcend the boundaries of nations. This is the secret true power structure of government, exclusive to those only a part of the mega-rich and powerful. UFOs could be a hint of the technology more advanced than any single nation could possess. Perhaps the elites have secret technology they use to maintain world domination and secret power structure. Black projects yielding secret propulsion technology and power sources that allow for an aircraft to travel at high velocity, undetected, and maneuvering far beyond anything that we think of as modern aircraft can do. Perhaps shadowy factions of elite groups such as the Illuminati wage war against each other in the skies above us as we wait below for the victor to truly enslave us once and for all. What if an advanced human civilization, for self-preservation or more nefarious reasons, went into hiding and broke away from the rest of the Earth's civilization a long time ago? Large portions of the land on our planet is still unexplored, leaving plenty of room for a far more organized and advanced civilization to hide. There is a lot of evidence suggesting that a large-scale trade network and highly advanced society of monument builders existed across the planet at one time. Pyramids and similar monuments are found everywhere, many mysteriously left abandoned. The old stories about Atlantis sinking into the sea could be a reference to an ancient civilization like this going into hiding to protect its secrets and well-being. If such a civilization did retreat into the sea, it would have no shortage of places to hide from the rest of us, seeing as how 90% of the undersea ocean world is unexplored. Could UFOs that are very commonly seen rising out of and going into the sea actually be from a highly advanced ancient civilization like Atlantis? Maybe this ancient civilization controls most of the world's resources quietly under the ocean, leaving hunger, overpopulation, war, and ignorance for the poor, primitive savages living above. There are some that believe that UFOs, at least in part, are actually time travelers from the distant future or distant past. UFOs that are seen phasing in and out of existence and zipping across our skies could be us, passively observing ourselves from the future. The common, pale, large-eyed grays that are associated with many UFO and alien sightings could be highly evolved humans from the future, or perhaps another evolved species from Earth's future or very distant past, touring the Earth much like we would a history museum. Perhaps they are here just to observe and learn, or maybe they're here to help us avert some sort of disaster and change the past and future. Earth lights are common in some areas. Many ghost lights and spook lights, such as the Hornet spook light, are thought to have been caused by geological anomalies. Lights are often seen before and during earthquakes and have been documented on many occasions. These lights could be caused by geologically caused disruptions in the electromagnetic field on Earth, or possibly by energy discharge, caused by high-tension fault lines and pressures within the Earth. During the New Madrid earthquakes of 1812, there were numerous strange lights seen by numerous witnesses all over the area. These sorts of sightings are very consistent with UFO sightings today. Not only were strange lights seen, but a rise in strange activities such as magnetic anomalies, strange mists, witch hunts, and strange creatures were reported. This leads to the theory that there may be more to the Earthlight phenomenon. You can read more about the strange events during the New Madrid earthquake of 1812 in the link in the video description. Scientists say that there are several dimensions of existence other than our own. In fact, physicists at CERN are hoping to make contact with other dimensions right now using the Large Hadron Collider. The interdimensional hypothesis is an idea promoted by many ufologists, which claim that UFOs and other related events are really visitations from other realities or dimensions that coexist separately alongside our own. The interdimensional hypothesis also claims that UFOs are a modern manifestation of the same type of events recorded throughout human history that were in ancient times ascribed to mythological or supernatural creatures. Many UFOs demonstrate an uncanny ability to appear and disappear from sight and even radar. This could very well be because they are phasing in and out of our dimension. Also, it has been pointed out by authors like John Keel that the UFO phenomenon simply does not behave like extraterrestrial visitors. It is possible that UFOs are actually a different type of life form. All of the life that we know about is carbon-based. There are some hypothetical types of alien life forms that scientists believe could exist. One of those hypothetical types of life are plasma-based life forms. If UFOs are plasma-based life forms, then they likely operate on a very different level than we carbon-based life forms do. It is not hard to imagine highly intelligent life forms such as this existing on Earth right now alongside us without us noticing, as they would not compete with us for food, and any interaction between us would almost never be necessary. When World War II came to an end, scientists fled and were recruited by other governments. Their labs were cleaned out, leaving little behind. Adolf Hitler's death was more than questionable. Some say that the Nazis expected the war to end this way and escaped with the loot of great wealth that their warmongering produced, along with the highly advanced research they used it on. One German newspaper headline said that the Nazis had discovered an entrance to another world inside the Earth, but later little more was said of it. After the war, the Allies discovered the treasury in Berlin had been completely cleaned out and a handful of submarines were missing. A little later, one of the submarines and its crew were captured near Antarctica. Upon interrogation, the captain and crew told the captors that a secret underground base had been established in Antarctica, and that Hitler was there, and that he and his crew were bringing supplies to the base. During the war, UFOs became common. The Allied pilots called them Foo Fighters, and they believed that the strange craft they saw following and outmaneuvering their airplanes were secret Nazi anti-gravity craft. There is in fact evidence suggesting that the Nazis were working on UFO technology. You can read about this in great detail in the article in the video description. Maybe the Nazi party is still out there, with all the wealth that its blitzkrieg tactics brought in, living in some sort of advanced military city-state now populated by blonde-haired, blue-eyed, genetically engineered Aryan master race resembling the Nordic aliens so many report in abduction cases. Perhaps they are conducting research down there and fueling it all with stakes in biotechnology companies and pharmaceutical corporations. What if we share the planet with another intelligent species that has been here much longer than us? Much like the legendary ant people of the Hopi, who supposedly saved them from disaster by leading them through the wilderness in a cloud by day and a twinkling star by night. According to the Hopi, the ant people live in a subterranean realm deep within the earth and are much older than the human surface dwellers. There are many such stories and legends across all cultures and all over the world. When you consider how vast and unexplored our oceans are, not to mention our caverns and underground, it really does not seem that far-fetched. Are the aliens associated with UFOs actually another hidden species of Earthlings that have been here the entire time quietly watching us? Many people have theorized that UFOs are actually the manifestations of demons and other forces of evil that many religions prophesize will encroach on Earth in the end days. Just like how the Bible tells of fallen angels or demons copulating with human females to create hybrids, we hear tales today of abduction and hybrid breeding programs. The Bible is full of references about wheels of fire in the sky, gyroscopes that inspired the invention of the actual gyros used in the spacecraft today. The Bible also spoke of the Nephilim hybrid giants that prior to the flood were committing crimes against the animals and poisoning the land, much like the cattle mutilations, abductions, and scorched radioactive landing sites we see in UFO events today. Maybe these mutilations and abductions are a result of demonic experiments to create synthetic physical bodies for Satan's army to use in the Battle of Armageddon. Maybe the increase of UFOs we are seeing is an apocalyptic sign of the end times and a massive war over Earth is about to take place, leaving us helpless bystanders. Some people believe that the government, or a group of governments, is experimenting with projection technology to simulate religious events like the Second Coming in order to harness the psychological power of being able to control such an event. Events like the Norway Spiral, and more recently, the floating city witnessed in the sky above China, were thought to be experiments of Project Bluebeam. Do the powers that be want to control our minds by controlling our religions? The tactic would work disturbingly well if pulled off correctly. People would fall to their knees and basically enslave themselves by forfeiting their own will to their messiah, doing without question whatever it asked of them. There are lots of other explanations for UFOs. If you guys can think of anything that wasn't covered here, or maybe more about something that was, please feel free to let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you like the work we do, and also be sure to check out the original article with which this video came from down in the video description. We are living in very interesting and mysterious times, so be sure to stick around and check back for much, much more. Stay safe, guys.